The rest of the world, I found a bit cruel.
Yeah.
Because you'd find people, like even random people that you don't even know, would walk up to you and say, "But why are you looking like this? Why are
Yeah.
you wearing those shirts?
Yeah.
Did you see how your legs look? You get your legs look like a guy." And I think for me, the things that would hurt the most are the ones that came from like extended family,
Yeah.
aunties, uncles. So those things definitely damaged
Yeah.
the image that I
Mm.
had of myself, what people call guards, but protective mechanisms.
Okay.
Knowing that whatever it is that is being said
Mm.
does not define who you are,
Yes.
it does not change who you are. If you were kind in the first place, even if someone calls you ugly, you'll remain kind.
Oh yeah. Hi everybody, my name is Renette and welcome back to another episode. I want to thank every one of you that keeps sending in feedback, that is listening in, that keeps recommending stories, that keeps recommending topics that we need to talk about and discuss on this show. So I'm very happy today to read for you a question that I received, which is going to be the basis for our discussion today. Yeah? And the question goes like this. Hi Renate, please help me on how I can overcome bad comments about my body. My mom and friends usually tell me that I don't look good in dresses because of my chest and tummy, which has made me over the years love baggy shirts and jeanettes. She meant jeans. But recently, when I got a job, I had to try and fit in at office by wearing office dresses, though I struggle to speak at work in work meetings because of fear of how I look. What should I do? So today, we are going to talk about body shaming. Body shaming means many things to many people, but I'm going to give a brief definition that will base on and have the discussion a little bit guided. So body shaming refers to the act of making negative and cruel remarks about somebody's body shape, weight, size, or body image. This form of bullying is intended to humiliate a person who is perceived as physically unattractive or does not fit into a society beauty standard. So it means, society has its beauty standard, but we'll deal with that later. So the body shaming targets literally all ages, all genders, all people at their different levels in life. So today we want to talk about that. I don't know if there is anyone who has had that experience that is watching us today, but if you are the one, I want to let you know that today you're going to be helped and you know how to respond, what to do when you feel like someone has said a negative comment or when you feel bad about yourself. And body shaming is not necessarily from without, but even sometimes you yourself, you can think you're not good enough by your thoughts, by how you compare yourself with others. So today we want to talk about that and see how we can all benefit. So with me, I have a guest who is very passionate about this issue because, she has gone through it at a certain point, but has overcome it. So she's going to take us through her story and how she dealt with it. So please welcome with me, Rhoda Musima. Who is Rhoda?
My name is Rhoda Musema. Um, I come from a big family, but we are biologically five. So we're four girls with one boy. That's like amazing. I have the most amazing sisters. Professionally, a digital marketing consultant. So I do help brands grow online. And I'm a very loving and vibrant person. I'm a very loving and vibrant person. I love people. I love connecting with people. I like having conversations with people, understanding, their point of view, because that diversity for me, I find amazing. Yeah, yeah.
So today we are talking about body shaming, and I know this is a very huge topic that many people go through, and they just don't want to talk about it. I've seen people who, like, for example, when like when they're taking pictures, there's a way they have to take them because they want. They tell you, no, I don't look good when I take this picture like this. I have to take it like this. Please do this, and it is so common, and it is both in men and women. So we want to help people like that, yeah, and discuss and see how exactly can they appreciate their bodies and how they look, yeah. So I want you to take us through your story and how at what point you started feeling uncomfortable about yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
My journey with body shaming is a very interesting one.
Yeah.
I did not know what body shaming was,
Yeah.
because I come from a family that is so full of love.
Yeah.
And even growing up, our mom would always tell us, you're beautiful,
Yeah.
you're smart,
Yeah.
you're intelligent. So those words of affirmation for me, that's what I knew in the world that I was coming from,
Yeah. Yeah.
And I did not know what body shaming was until I came out to the world.
Yeah.
Like, I realized that everything that I knew, I started, double thinking it,
Yeah.
saying, oh, but she says I'm beautiful. Am I really beautiful?
Yeah.
And I look back and I actually realized the first time I experienced what we're calling body shaming,
Yeah.
was in high school.
Yeah.
So I think we come from like break or something.
Yeah.
So get back into class and I find a certain boy has drawn an image of like as if a box. And this is like form 2. A box, but you can tell it's a person and stuff. And they've written my name there.
Oh.
So I looked at it. I really didn't know what to make of it.
Yeah.
But yet at the back of my mind, I understood exactly what this person was saying.
Yeah.
And we were like in form 2.
Yeah.
At that stage, in like your body is pretty much just forming.
Yeah,
You don't even have,
yeah.
So I felt really bad in that moment. I felt so like alone. It felt cold, despite the fact that there were so many people.
Yeah.
And then what even made it worse was other people were not saying what I was saying.
Yeah.
And so they just started like laughing about it. So I just stood up and literally just walked to the board and cleaned that off. But from that particular point in time,
Yeah.
I started questioning. I'm like, do I really look like a box?
Yeah.
How can I even look like a box if I'm a girl? Like, I have, like things in front of me. How is that even, possible? So I know that created a crack for me. Just basing on everything else that I'd known growing up.
Yeah.
So, of course, at that stage in my life, my body was changing and all of that. And I started now placing questions from this extremely confident young girl who would literally like walk up to anyone and say hi, start a conversation. I started questioning not only how I looked, but how I felt on the inside and everything that I even had to say mentally. Because I would say, do I sound smart enough? My mom said I'm smart. Is what I'm going to tell Renette actually smart? Like, will I sound intelligent? Do I look like, what she used to say? So I started closing myself in, but I didn't even know that I'm like looking myself up. But it was just happening because at the back of my mind, that crack had already been made. So even now, we are out of high school and you get out. For me, I would say I come from like a very healthy family.
Like emotionally support.
Yes. But the rest of the world, I found a bit cruel. Because you would find people, like even random people that you don't even know, would walk up to you and say, but why are you looking like this? Don't you know where the gym is? Don't you, why are you wearing those shirts? Did you see how your legs look? You get, your legs look like a guy. And I'm like, yo, give me time. And I think for me, the things that would hurt the most are the ones that came from like extended family, you know, aunties, uncles. You show up for like a family event, and then your auntie is telling you, but madam, you're losing your shape. Like, what is happening to you? You know? So those things definitely damaged the image that I had of myself. And I became a little bit timid because I didn't want people to see me. I would hide. I even got to a point where I would always prefer to text than to talk, because I don't want you to see me. I would rather just send you a message and tell you, this is like this and like this, as opposed to us having to like look at it. Yes, meet up
physically.
No. So I know that everything that people said created these different, scars in my life. But then also, besides the external voices, internally, I was also struggling because you wake up in the morning and you look at yourself and you start questioning whether you can actually look better or whether you look like so and so. And I was, maybe I can say, fortunate enough to be exposed to internet and, have so many friends in the arts world and creative space. So comparing became very easy for me, because I would say, how come someone's waist is like very snatched and mine is like all bulging out? How come someone is tall? Like, why is she tall and I'm not? Why is she light and I'm not light? Why is she this and I'm not that? And I would even get to a point where it would be like, oh, maybe that's why guys are running after that particular person, because, and I have like, my options are few because I look the way I look and I don't look like that person. So also internally, comparing myself to people created what I would call demons that I would battle with alone, because you're in your room and you're like, oh, but I'm not experiencing what she's experiencing, You're at campus and a guy will buy your friend a car. They bought the car just because of how she looks, She's brown. So I was like, oh my God. I actually think at campus started getting into like a state of depression just because of that. And coupling it up with everything that had been said. I was like, this is serious. This is serious, and I cannot live my life thinking thinking of what other people have to say. I remember sometime right after campus, I'd started venturing out, in advertising, getting onto this journey. And I had a conversation with a gentleman that we had a shoot, just like this one, we're shooting an ad. And I walked in with two of my sisters, and he said, so who of you is older? And obviously I was younger than the ones that were there. And he's like, but you look older than your sisters. How come you're like aging at and I was literally like in my early 20s. I remember going back to my room and I wailed. I wailed. I did not even speak to him for a while. I had this bitterness in me that, and I know that I know people always say they have beautiful hearts. I know that I have a beautiful heart.
I know.
And I was so hurt. I was so broken. I told my sisters, I cannot speak to that person ever again because of how they made me feel. I felt so timid. I felt like I wanted to like hide. I felt like I wanted to hide because I could not believe that someone would even have the audacity to say that. So after that whole experience, it brought back all these other memories of, I don't know, auntie who's saying what, then that boy in high school. at some point, I think I spent there was a duration there where I just shut out.
Yeah.
And you see, what happens is when you're struggling with body shaming and insecurities,
Yeah.
it creates a depression, and you start to find ways of coping. So some people find food. I personally found comfort in food. So I got on this journey of, oh my God, I want to try out different cuisines. I want to, and it's not because I really, really wanted that, but I was channeling and trying to escape
The thought.
that, you know, because you see, the thing is, when you're suffering with that type of insecurity, your body reminds you every day. Because every day you wake up, you have to dress up. Every time you're dressing up, you're looking at yourself, you're like, my legs, my tummy, oh my God, my face, oh my God, this. So that starts to push you to create an escape. So personally for me, I just started eating, and I found comfort in food. I would snack a lot. I would do all sorts of things in regards to food. But you find other people still find other avenues of escaping. One will like wear a jumper the entire time, and you find, you know, they don't want to even every single day. I know that when you create that escape, it becomes a safe space for you. So much so that you don't even want to get out of there. So it takes self-evaluation.
Yeah.
Honestly, I got to a point where I was like, I cannot live my life like this. I cannot live my life in fear of what someone else is going to say.
Yeah.
And I just literally started off by thinking to myself, I think at the time I was like 23.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to age and I'll be like 70, I'll be 80.
Yeah.
Do I still want to be this 23-year-old that is so lost in her insecurities and, you know, this particular state of depression? Or I want to even have a daughter that I can, you know, walk this journey with, you know? So when I got to that point, I started discovering myself. It took a lot of time, I should tell you, because so many people see me and they're like, oh my God, that girl is confident. Oh my God, she walks in a boardroom and everyone is like, when she speaks, everyone is like, you know? But it took a lot of time.
Yeah, so...
and that for me is...
the beginning.
Yeah.
So before we go to the part of like discovering and how you actually overcame, you mentioned something very key, which I want us to talk about a little bit, that the insecurity from within. I mean, there's insecurities from within and then insecurities from without. From within, it's because you mentioned that you're comparing yourself with someone, with many women, with many men. And you know, this is something that usually society thinks affects women, but then even men in their deep hearts have those things that they deal with, comparing themselves with other men, other icons, and they aspire to be like that icon. And you know, there's that good aspiration and drawing inspiration from someone, but when it comes to feeling bad that you're not like that person, then I think that is the insecurity we are talking about. So how does someone, because we live with people who are always better than us, isn't it? Like you have someone who is always better than you in your way. How does someone deal with that thing and not compare themselves? How can someone live that contented life of who they are and what God has given them, rather than feeling bad, that I don't have what you have? How can someone reach that point? Because deep down they want to, but they've failed. They struggle when they see someone better. They struggle when they see someone who is more beautiful. They struggle when they see someone who is browner. They struggle when they see someone who has a good shape. You know, there are those women who have good shapes. How does someone live comfortably in that space where different people are gifted differently?
True. I think you've given it great context, because every single time you'll find someone who is on the next level than you,
Yeah.
someone who has taken a step ahead of you. And for me, step one is self-evaluation.
Yeah.
When you wake up every day and you feel a certain way about who you are, and then you get to a point where you want to take the right steps into changing how you feel about yourself. Because I know so many guys that maybe feel a certain way because they are short, because you see, the funny thing is, the shorter guy will feel insecure because he's short. The extremely taller guy will feel insecure because he feels like, I cannot even get a girl I can comfortably hug without breaking my back, you know?
Yes.
So that is the spectrum of life.
Yeah.
But the first thing to, I think, one's healing journey, and that is what I did for myself, I got to a point when I was exhausted. I was exhausted, and I kept telling myself that I think there is more to me than this situation that I'm in. And when I started that, I did a self-evaluation. What makes you happy? This is not about anyone else. This is about you. What makes you happy? Is it that dress? Choose to wear that dress because it's what makes you happy. So many times we focus on, oh, my mom thinks that I should not wear short dresses, or my sister thinks that tight jackets don't look good on me, or my girlfriend says I should not wear this shirt because I don't know, my arms are not long enough, or stuff like that.
They have stretch marks.
Or they have stretch marks, or you have like rolls, or, you know, for me, the first step was, what makes me happy? The first thing to getting on that healing journey is defining what makes you happy as an individual.
What do you like to put on?
What do you like to wear? What makes you feel like you're fire?
You're alive.
You're alive.
What brings that?
And it even sometimes it even comes down to colors.
Yeah.
It's from a point of, when I wear like a yellow shirt, I feel happy. I feel vibrant. I feel like I can conquer the world. Do that. If you think that...
Oh, we need to add a disclaimer there that we are not first, letting people put on indecently. But if something is short and it's what you prefer to wear, you don't like wearing long things, it's not like you like them, but you're like maybe covering your legs, maybe that you think they don't look good, so you usually do long things. We are saying that if that is the reason, then you need to consider wearing what you like wearing. If you want a short dress, you wear the short dress because it's what you like. It's not like it's indecent. It is short, but it's what
you prefer. Yes. Defining what makes you happy doesn't only come from the clothes that we wear. There is also an internal point of view. You may find that you find happiness in spending time alone. You find happiness in helping people, in like doing different things that may not necessarily resonate with what you're wearing. And that also helps with conquering that insecurity. Because the whole idea of body shaming comes down to you being insecure about yourself. So if you decide that it is my time now, and I'm going to, as Rhoda, I'm going to look at what I like, and I do what Rhoda like. So you start off by doing exactly that. If it's joining a charity, if it's joining a sport, if it's, you know, acting or what, you'll find that when you start doing what you love, you start paying less attention to what you feel inside, because the joy, the happiness of what you feel when you're doing what you love will just take over. And as you take, you know, one day at a time, you realize that doing what you love opens you up, you become like a flower.
Oh yeah.
You start to blossom.
Yeah.
And people will say, but you're glowing, what's wrong?
Yeah, because you're happy, you're doing
Yes,
something
you're
that you
happy,
like.
you're in your happy place.
Yes.
And you even care less about what anyone else has to say.
Yeah.
Because this is about you.
Yeah.
This is about your
Yeah.
happiness. This is
Yes.
about like nobody else.
Yeah.
It's just you as a person.
Yeah.
And then you start also identifying with like-minded people. I have this thing that when you find like-minded people, oftentimes it comes with a bit of kindness.
Yes. They're graced. They're a bit
Yes,
graced.
yes. It comes with a bit of kindness because you're in a state, for example, you love acting.
Yeah.
And you're with fellow actors.
Yeah.
You're in the same mental space.
Yes.
So, and you find that oftentimes you may not really think alike, but you have traits that bind you together.
Yes.
And because of that, you find a certain peace in being in that space. So for me, I found advertising, but you find like all sorts of things because
what you'd like
yes,
to do.
yes. And then also the other thing is allow yourself to be different versions.
Yeah, yeah.
The thing with insecurities is it sometimes constrains you to a particular direction. Like if you think that I cannot wear a skirt because I have, ugly legs, it will constrain you to wearing pants. I remember I worked in a workplace where nobody ever saw me in a dress. I would wear pants from January to December. And it was later on, and some of these things
I think it relates to the question because I think she was also going through the same.
Yes, and some things you even do them not like intentionally, but because you're already trying to protect and hide away. But I think what I can say is when you find your happy place, allow yourself to have layers. So don't get in a space where you're like, no, for me I only like music. It's okay to try out other things. It's okay to discover who you are, who Rhoda is, past just one aspect of her life. There's so many facets, and for me, I always tell people, even on my platforms, there can be so many versions of you. You can be a mom, you can be a mom, you can be an auntie, you can be a chef, you can be a writer, you can the world is your oyster. Thinking about that also helped me love myself. Because I said, oh, today I'm writing. Oh, tomorrow I'm doing makeup. Oh, tomorrow I'll do this. Oh, tomorrow I want to do this. And
so you're doing many things that you find pleasure doing. So you concentrate on that, and the insecurity from within starts to drop.
Yes, it starts to drop because you start to love yourself from within. You start to bring yourself. It's like how if you're like an artist and you create a beautiful piece like this, you clap for yourself from within. You're like, oh my God, I did it.
I think it works also with tasks, like when you do something, when you organize like an event, when you do like a campaign, or when you design a certain cloth and then it comes out well. You feel like you should take yourself out, or like you do a certain task at work and you emerge the winner. You feel that fulfillment because you've done. Now the energy, I think what I get from you is that instead of focusing your energy on how you look, you can start doing things that make you happy, and you realize that you start liking who you are. Oh, that's very good. So
and when you do that, you start healing from the inside. Because you're in a state where you're countering all this negativity you've been feeling with the positivity and the light of how you're feeling while doing these things. And obviously, light takes over, because at that point you don't feel like I should not wear this, or I should not do this, or I should not speak up because someone will judge me and say, how can you say that? I actually have because my friends, even people who I like random strangers, I should say, sometimes write to me with situations.
Yeah.
And in the field that I'm in, there is the section of public relations
Yeah.
that necessitates someone to always be in front of media, in front of journalists,
Yeah.
speaking and all.
Yeah.
So a good friend of mine writes to me and says, can you imagine, I've been doing this thing for a while, and my boss just randomly walked to me and said, I know you've been doing this for a while, but you don't even look good on camera. Like, you don't have the face.
Camera face.
Yes,
Photogenic.
you don't have that face to be like a PR person.
Oh, we need to talk about that thing. You know, we need to talk about. I mean, that thing is very common, not just in workspaces, but even like in relationships with people. Like there are people who don't like, for example, taking pictures.
Yes.
It's not like they don't. You know, there are those who say, I don't like pictures. I'm not a picture person.
Yes, I'm not photogenic. Pictures are not for me.
It's not my thing.
Yeah.
Even when you're with them, if you're going to take a picture, it's you that takes. Then they kind of like chip in.
Yeah.
But it's not like they, like character-wise, they don't like pictures, but they feel deep down that they are not, they don't look good in camera. Yes. And I think that, and when you mentioned that it came from a boss, it came from without.
Like us, yes.
Because the first thing you told us was how to deal with the within. So I want us also to talk about that. How does like a person deal with the comments from without? Because I understand, Rhoda, for you, you had a good support system. Yeah. Your family was awesome.
Yeah.
You clap for the Musimas and everyone, but there are people who don't have that. Yes, there are people even in their own families are the ones who actually say all those sorts of things. So how do you deal? How did you help that person? How does anyone help with those comments that keep coming and they don't stop? No. You know that because every day you meet new people.
Yes, they don't stop. They don't stop. I think starting off with knowing who you are, being self-aware is something that people underestimate. Knowing who you are is what will protect you from whichever energy, whichever negativity comes from the outside. I'll tell you this much, that some people undermine taking like personality tests, knowing your temperaments, your traits and all that. Those things help. Because then you discover that, I'm a phlegmatic, for example. Like I'm an introvert. As an introvert, if someone says like something negative, already my personality is coiled and reserved. So if I'm already reserved and then someone comes and literally just hits me again, I'll just coil and leave. If you know that that is the type of person you are, then you create what people call guards, but protective mechanisms. Knowing that whatever it is that is being said does not define who you are. It does not change who you are. If you were kind in the first place, even if someone calls you ugly, you'll remain kind. And also, I think we need to understand that oftentimes when people are saying negative things, they're actually projecting their insecurities. Because there are people who have also a protective mechanism of saying, if I punch her down, if I tell her she's ugly, if I tell her she doesn't smell good, if I tell her she doesn't look good, she looks terrible in that dress, I'll feel elevated.
I'll have someone who I'm better.
I'll have someone who I'm better than, or I'll feel my ego is puffed up.
I feel good about myself, good. Like what we mentioned.
Exactly.
That's so bad.
So yes, it is bad. And I think from an individual point of view, it's important to be self-aware. Know who you are. Give yourself, you see, we go out And I don't have a problem with dating. Guys, go and date. But, but before you date,
No,
get yourself.
yeah.
Know yourself. Be so self-aware
Mm.
that nobody can tell you something about you that shocks you
Or affects
or
you
affects
badly.
you badly,
Yeah.
because you know that I'm a kind person.
Yeah.
I'm a good person. And being self-aware, but it doesn't mean that only focus on the positives about you. Personally, I may even know the bad things about me.
Yeah.
So if someone says she did this,
Yeah.
I can't deny, even if I know, you know, that I did that. I think the way you counter the external negativity of people body shaming you, people projecting insecurities, is being self-aware. The sad thing is, people who do that usually don't even know the impact of
it comes off passing.
They say it in passing and it's nothing to them, and yet to this person it means so much. But if you know who you are, then someone telling you you're ugly would not create a lot of damage, because you know that you're beautiful. And that is where I also bring in affirmations. Ladies, gentlemen, look at yourself in the mirror. Appreciate the things that make you feel good. You know,
Appreciate your body.
Appreciate your body, and also realize that your body is your host. It is only a host. It's a vessel. Yes. Appreciate that vessel. And I remember even writing an article where I was thanking my body for hosting me. You know, I said, I'll be kind to you, I'll be gracious to you because you're doing an excellent job. And the thing is, those affirmations help you heal, but they also protect you in so many ways. And I want to challenge the subscribers, especially the ones of, you know, hope against hope. Wake up in the morning and tell yourself you're beautiful. Just one time. You'll see that how your day goes will feel so different. Wake up and tell yourself, man, guy, I'm handsome. Look at this face. Look at this, you know. You will feel so different. Even the energy you project will be different. So that, for me, being self-aware, using those affirmations really help with protecting yourself from all the negativity, because you can't control what people are going to say.
You can.
Obviously, the world can use a lot of kindness, you know, but you can't control what they're going to say. You can only control how you react. And
so what was your turning point at that? Because I know that, Rhoda, you're one person who has been advocating for this thing, even on your timeline, for quite some good years. What pushed you to do that, and what was your turning point? Where do you think at one point you're like, by the way, I need to start speaking about this thing?
It was like just one evening, I was on my phone and I typed out the other experience that made me feel so bad. And I was just, you know, at that stage, I was in a state of self-discovery, dating myself, finding things that I love. So I go to Facebook and then I type the scenario and I was just saying, oh, but it was really like a letter. And I was just saying, oh, but now I'm feeling much better. I don't even feel like what the person said, you know, defines who I am, because I know who I am as a person. Ever since that day, I actually even just posted it in the evening and left the post as that. I did not come back to check on it or something. And oh my God, the reactions I got. Honestly, at that stage in my life, I was also overwhelmed in a way. Because one, I honestly didn't know that there were so many people, both men and women, going through body shaming, battling with insecurities,
Low self-esteem.
low self-esteem. I did not know that. It was people commenting, sharing the post, saying, oh my God, like, let's have a conversation on this. So that for me was what got me to say that, oh wow, I think I can actually have conversations on this and just share my little learnings.
Experience, yeah.
Yes. And when I started sharing, people even who are like way older than I am were writing back saying, oh my God, um, there was something I shared sometime and I said, do you know how like lipstick and lip gloss can change how you feel
Yeah.
about yourself?
Mm.
And I was just from a point of view of like try it
Yeah.
and tell me
Yeah.
if you feel, and that is something you have in like your control.
Yeah.
Just try it and you see. Get into the
Mm.
office and have your lipstick on and just walk around. You
Mm.
tell me how you feel on the inside. And the lady wrote back and said, oh my God, I felt so good.
Good.
I even used not to speak up in meetings and now I feel
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. There's that thing that enhances you, and
yes.
which are
So
all good. I mean,
yeah.
lipstick then hurt, you know, adding a little makeup if you
Yeah.
really like it,
Yeah.
then hurt. If you feel good about it and you feel like, you know, it lifts, it makes you alive to know that you
Yes.
can do this, you can actually speak. You know, I think it's a very, very good thing. So you talked about hosting, like your, actually that was one of my biggest points in what you said, that your body is hosting you, so be kind to it. Actually, even the Bible says it is the temple. It's
Yes.
that that body is not you, eh? It is doing its work of hosting you, making you move around, do everything, you know, God has created you to do. So
Yes.
be kind,
Yeah.
be kind to it. And you also mentioned that that people need to know who they are. Now, that's where I want us to start from. Yeah. How? What are because when you tell me I need to know who I am, that's okay. But what are the parameters? What do I? Where do I even start from? To who am I?
Yeah.
You get,
Yeah.
like, how do I start on that journey where I evaluate myself and I know I'm very good at this, but I'm still wanting at this. What are those
Yeah.
parameters?
I'm not going to complicate that response at all.
Yeah.
Um, Everybody, if you want to know who you are, get a piece of paper
Mm.
and a notebook.
Mm.
Describe the person you have come to know you
Mm.
are.
Mm.
You say, this is Rhoda. Rhoda is, age 29.
Mm.
She likes this. She likes that. She likes spending time alone.
Mm.
Over, during the week, she interacts with so many people. So over the weekend, she wants to spend time alone. She likes hanging with family. She likes da 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 da. She likes this and this and this. Just simply describe who that person is.
Mm.
When you describe who that person is,
Mm.
you pick up on certain things that have layers to them.
Mm.
So say, for example, you say, oh, Susan likes helping people.
Mm.
Doesn't that mean that when she's helping people, it's her happy place? So she may want to spend a little more time doing that,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
as opposed
Something
to
that is fulfilling.
something that is fulfilling. And then also the other side to it is when you're describing who you are, after you've written everything that you like, write everything you don't like.
Mm.
That will help you navigate this world
Mm.
because you very have you have a clear point of view in terms of what you can't tolerate, what you can't stand. And it even goes back to maybe another conversation we'll have another day of people always say women know what they don't want, but we
But
don't
they
know
know
what we
what we
want.
want. Yeah.
And that comes from a point of being self-aware.
Yeah.
After you've written down everything you like as a person, everything that describes you, maybe you like art, maybe you like science, and then also sometimes you may not even know that, but just look at your life and pick on things that you spend a lot of time doing and enjoying. So there are people who like doing research.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, you like doing research?
Just
And the
sit
person
and
is
do
like,
it.
yes, I like to sit and like read. And, you write that down because it's true to who you are. And you do it in your own safe place where no one is going to judge you. No one is going to, that way when you come out to the rest of the world, you already have an affirmation of who you are as a person.
That's very powerful, Rhoda. That's very powerful. And I think it goes a long way, because there are so many things each one of us has potential to do.
Yes.
And once you, I think, oh, that's so powerful, because you imagine you write a book, you've always wanted to write a book, and you've written a book and it's out, and you feel a sense of accomplishment. Yeah. Now you stop looking at yourself like this woman or this man that is not looking nice, but you look at what you're giving to the world,
yes.
what you're providing, what you're doing to help other people. You mentioned about charity. Once you do something, an activity, or like you do a task, or you use your skill to help someone,
Yes.
to achieve your purpose that you are, or you have on this earth, there is that sense of accomplishment, and you know that actually I'm actually useful. I'm actually helpful. I'm
Yes.
helping
Yes.
someone. So what is this thing that someone is telling me that that's really, really so good. And the thing of accepting who you are, knowing who you are, I think for me that also came off very, very strongly.
Yeah. If I may add something as
Please.
well on being self-aware,
Yeah.
it's important that we also allow ourselves to evolve.
Yeah.
Things that I liked when I was 22, the
Yeah.
person that I was when I was 22 is not the person I am when I'm, at this stage when I'm 29.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay, because oftentimes you find that one would want to tie on to, even if it's the body, that body that I had when I was 22, holding on to the past body that you had and not appreciating the evolution that is happening. You should not, or we should not put a lot of pressure on ourselves to maintain the people we were before. It's okay to evolve.
Yeah.
It's okay for the list that you've written today to look very different 4 years. The things that you enjoy now, it's okay for you to enjoy them. But
they
when
will change.
yes, they will change. It's okay for you to evolve. It's okay to allow your body to evolve too. And I know it can be a bit difficult when you tell someone, enjoy your phase, enjoy your season.
I think that's common with mothers.
Yes, right now I know I'm not a mother yet, but I have been surrounded by so many people who have gone through their mothers, they've been through,
Giving
and I'm just
birth.
saying, it's okay, breathe.
Yeah.
It's a phase. Enjoy it. When you feel like you've gotten to the stage and you want to snap back into, it's a phase. It's okay for you to evolve and give your body time.
Yeah.
Give your body time.
It's even good. I mean, it's good to have that body go through all that, because I mean, you're going through a phase of life where you brought back life. You don't want to, humiliate yourself.
Yes.
Because the body is not doing well.
Yes.
So, as we bring this to a close, Rhoda, we need to give a definite answer to this person. But even before that, now we want to talk about the people who do that, who make comments, but unknowingly. Yeah, they are well-meaning people. They don't intend to hurt you.
Yes.
They don't intend. But then there are people who are very sensitive. You can't. When you're with them, you have to watch your words.
Yes.
Because
yes.
any minute they are going to swap. Any minute they are going to feel like you are talking about them. You can't make jokes around them because they are going to take them and feed on them and end up having a bad impression about you. So how do you help such people?
Yeah. The thing that I'll say is I'll highlight the word consideration.
Yeah.
Putting into consideration how the other party is going to feel because of what you said will either stop you from saying it or it will push you
to say
it. And it's as simple as that. I know there is a conversation on emotional intelligence and whatnot. Not all of us have emotional intelligence,
Or even time to go
or
and
even
study.
time to study. How do I have emotion? Where do I even start from with
I
emotional
know.
intelligence?
I know.
But irrespective of gender,
Mm.
I think just putting into consideration
Mm.
how that person will feel with
First
what
pause
you pause, and it takes a
and put
minute.
yourself in their shoes. If you received that comment,
How would
how
you,
would you
yes,
feel?
how would you feel?
Oh,
Would you stand on top of this table and dance, or you would want to hide under the table and shrink?
wow.
It is as simple as that. And
Yeah.
that for me is the gift of kindness. When they
Yeah.
tell us, we can be a bit kinder, we need to be kinder. It
Yeah.
just comes down to putting into consideration the other party.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before you tell your wife, today, you're this, you're that. First of all, when you, I don't know, gave birth to the baby, you became what?
Hey, mama, you are the first to give birth.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
those hurtful things, just put yourself in their shoes.
Hmm.
You'll find that people who say those things, if you gave them that person's shoes to walk in, they would not even take a step, because they would be so heavy to carry that they would not even go anywhere, But
Mm.
when you put your friends, your colleagues' feelings,
Into
emotions
considerations.
into consideration of what you're saying,
Mm.
you will actually think before you leap, because you think to yourself, and it only takes a minute. Honestly, it could be a joke, it could be, if you think that it will be like funny,
Mm.
it only takes a minute for you to say, oh, if I made this joke to Nicole or to whoever, how will she actually feel? Will she feel offended or not? And also the fact that, and the reason why we need to be kinder
Mm.
is because we don't know what people are struggling with.
Yes. You don't know, even you don't know their past
You don't know
life.
their past life. We meet so many people, and the person that you have met, you're meeting when you're like, I'm 29, the
Oh,
person is 30. It's at that stage, but you
yeah.
don't know all the years
That they've,
back,
yeah.
what the person has been through. You don't have
Yeah.
visibility of that,
Yeah.
or even their current struggles.
Yeah.
So it's just being a bit more considerate and a little bit more sensitive to know that
My words have
my
impact.
words have impact. What
Yeah.
I say can damage someone,
Yeah.
or can actually make someone and push them to the next level where they need to go. So
Yeah.
I'll not give a list of do's and don'ts.
Yeah, but I think
It's
that's really
honestly
sufficient.
just being considerate and a little bit more sensitive and kind in terms of what you're saying to people.
To have a guard,
Yeah.
because when you have a guard on your words, they come out seasoned. They come out. It's not like every time you say one thing to everyone, but
Yeah.
depending on who you're talking to, then you channel your
Mm,
words. There are
yeah.
people there are people that are so friendly to you
Mm.
that sometimes jokes can pass, but then there are
Mm.
people that you cannot make a certain
Yes.
joke
Yes.
because you don't know them.
Yes.
So it's important. Oh, that's
Yeah.
very powerful.
I
And I
actually
think
asked a leader. I asked a leader sometime, why is it that you give feedback and you give it in a very nice way? Like it could very easily be negative or positive feedback, but you give it in such a way that everyone feels like it's okay. It's not like strong criticism. And he said, I have worked with women for so long that every time I'm speaking to them, I just imagine that I'm speaking to my daughter. So even when I'm giving feedback, I'm thinking I'm speaking to my daughter. Would I want another person to speak down at her, or I would want the person to build her up and even share feedback in such a way that it builds as opposed to oppressing. I found that very interesting. So,
yeah, it is. And feedback is usually given in many ways. Like we have friends. You do something, and then you ask someone, how is this? Because you want feedback, and we need to take note that feedback has to be genuine.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
genuine of like Rhoda. This you did this and this, but I think if you had done this way, it
yeah,
would have been
yeah,
better. But it goes without saying that before you give criticizing feedback, you first give good feedback.
Yes.
If someone has done something, first appreciate what they've done.
Yeah.
You start with the nice one, then you say, but however, I feel like you can do better if you do it this way. But you don't say, you did it wrongly. You looked so shabby, but anyway, you did the presentation. But you can say, oh, the presentation was good. I liked how you brought out the other point, this point. And I think it's really affecting people. However, there is a point you mentioned this, and I think maybe you could have offended someone.
Yes.
But I mean, next time you can always try to do it. I mean, that's how they give feedback. Not, oh my God, you killed us. I mean, some people are so shrewd.
Yes.
And it doesn't help so much. So what are some of your concluding remarks? And also answering the question that we need to answer, that particular person who has just gotten into a workspace and they are struggling with accepting their body. Because, workspaces, they are dress codes.
Yes.
If you're not in a workspace, you can shy away from your body by dressing it the way you want. But in a workspace, if you have there are men, for example, who have like a head that, is a bit bald. And in a workspace, you must go with that. In a workspace, you must put on a shirt and a trouser. In a workspace, you must put on a dress, whether you whether your body is, having an issue or you don't want to accept it. So how can one accept their body? Yes.
First of all, thanks for sharing the question, Brunette. What I would say is, first and foremost, take it one day at a time. Because you're in a position where you don't have a lot of control over what you wear. I know some workplaces even have like uniforms, you have to wear skirts and all those things. Take it one day at a time, because this is you literally changing your in a way, like, lifestyle, what you're wearing. So what you can do is also couple it up with things that you like. For example, you may not feel so comfortable like in that work skirt, but you'd feel comfortable in heels. They don't even have to be like high heels or whatever, but touch it up or find a way to marry your workplace demands with the things that are true to your identity. I know that that could be like maybe how you speak to people, or like lip balm, or like the shoes. But then also, from an internal point of view, remember that you may not feel so great about your body, but you may feel great about speaking to people. If you go back to the place where you do the things that make you happy, even in a workplace, you will honestly even forget about how you feel in that uniform. If you're the type of person who finds so much joy in helping people with like computer issues or whatever it may be, before you know it, the uniform will become non-existent.
Because your energy will be
focused on all these other things that you enjoy about being in that workplace. And you may even find that you start incorporating, because now you're wearing like a skirt, but you've never been wearing skirts, you start incorporating skirts in your other areas unknowingly. And later on, after some time, you're like, oh, I actually enjoy wearing skirts. I didn't know I enjoyed wearing skirts. So change is a good thing. Change is a good thing. And it's just a matter of saying, don't be so hard on yourself. Take it one day at a time.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Rhoda.
Thank
we
you.
can go on and on, but one of the key things that you've mentioned is that one way, or the best way to overcome body shaming, just channel your energy away from yourself. Because you cannot change your body. That's for sure. You cannot change your body, but you can channel that energy that you focus on your body to do other things that God has created you to do, that you feel you're good at. And with those things, you'll find a sense of fulfillment. And with that sense of fulfillment, you realize that you're actually good. You actually look good because there's so much good that you can offer to the world. So focus on those good things that you're doing. Focus on the positive things. Focus on what you should be doing right now. If you need to take that course, go back and do it. If you need to, write that book, sit down and write it. If you have had a song for so long and you've never released it, release it and see how the world will like it. You realize that you have so much. If you need to start with the charity, as you mentioned, go out and help those people, because with the help and what you're offering the world, you realize that your body really is doing so much. You're using your body. Your body is hosting you. That was a new word I learned today. Your body is hosting you to do so much, to have so much impact on people and the world. And I'll tell you, you will start to like yourself, accept yourself, and also you dress it the way you feel it comes out well. Yeah, that's what we mentioned. Dress well, like yourself. Yeah, because how else are you going to, live this world when you're always in that state of insecurity? Yeah. So thank you so much, Rhoda. This was so helpful. I mean, we can go on and on, but allow us to end it here. Please, I want you to comment in our comment section and tell us if you've gone through body shaming of any sort or any experience that made you feel bad about yourself. Please go in a comment section and share with us and tell us how you overcame. Yeah, tell us what you did that you find fulfillment in. Okay, and if you haven't subscribed, those are bad manners. You need to subscribe. Go down there where there is subscribe. Please subscribe to this talk show so that we know that this content is helpful. Yeah? And if you have any question or any topic that you want us to discuss, please send it to me on that email on your screen, and let us know the topics that you want us to deal with. Maybe next time we could host you, but we could also host someone related to the issue that you want us to talk about. And we're here to talk about everything that concerns us. Okay? So thank you so much for tuning in. Till next time. Bye-bye.